What is going on, fellas? Today we're going to be doing a realistic rebuild of the Indianapolis Colts, and this rebuild is going to be based around Philip Rivers, who obviously did sign with the Colts in free agency on a one-year, $25 million deal. And Philip Rivers is already pretty old. He is 37 years old, and normally in a situation like this, I would try to replace him. But just for the sole purpose of this rebuild, I'm gonna, keep him as a starter until he's 40, because obviously once you're 40 in Madden, you're forced to retire. So this rebuild is gonna be a little shorter than normal. It's gonna be a 3-year rebuild. I could draft a quarterback to eventually be the replacement. Of course, we still have Jacoby Brissett, who was the Colts starter last season and did, he did all right. Marlon Mack here is one of the better running backs, been one of the top running backs, well, like top 10 running backs for like the past few years. Still fairly young, only in his second season out of South Florida right here. T.Y. Hilton, one of the most underrated receivers, one of the best receivers in the league, did deal with some injury problems this past year, but he is still a beast. Superstar development right here, is 29 years old. PARRIS Campbell right here, they took out of Ohio State this past year. Definitely very, very fast. Definitely want him to get some good playing time. And Zach Pascal right here did step up in a big way this past year. Of course, T.Y. Hilton was down with some injuries, and he definitely stepped up a bit. Gonna have to upgrade him. And DEVIN FUNCHESS right here, they got from Carolina. He's decent. He's not that great. Chester Rogers here as well, who got to upgrade him as well, but Chester Rogers can ball a little bit. And Deon Cain, who actually got signed by my favorite team, the Steelers, this midway through the season this past year, so definitely like him. Eric Ebron right here, who was labeled as a bust in Detroit when he was drafted, came to Indy and has totally revitalized his career. Right tackle, we got Braden Smith, who's fairly young. And yeah, the Colts these past few years have definitely tried to build up that O-line a bit. You can see, like, with some of their top picks, they've taken O-line fairly recently. Anthony Costanzo at left tackle, fairly old, but one of the better left tackles in the league right here. 31, still has star development. Right here, Quentin Nelson, who's I would say he's a top 3 guard in the league right here. Definitely was like the big piece the Colts needed to make this O-line elite. So there's Quentin Nelson that took a few years ago, still very young. We got Ryan Kelly here at center, another fairly young player, star development. 26 years old, still fairly young, and the only really weakest link here is right guard, and that is Mark Lewinsky. Still not going to get much better, only at normal development. He is 27. I would look to upgrade this position at some point. Anyways, defensively, obviously there are some, good pieces, but definitely going to have to upgrade at some point. Malik Hooker out of Ohio State, free safety, was taken a few years ago. He's definitely one of the up-and-coming better free safeties and is a beast for the Colts star development. And yeah, like I said, still fairly young, only 23 years old. Pierre Desir right here, who actually locked down DeAndre Hopkins in that wild card game a couple years ago. Played very well. Still, not terribly old, 28 years old, still a star development. The coming years, I might have to, replace that. Justin Houston, the all-time leading tackler in the history of the Chiefs. Right here, he's still fairly young. It seems like he's been in the league forever. He is still fairly young, only 30, 87 overall. Again, I mean, obviously we'll start to regress, but Justin Houston, still one of the better, right ends in the league. Jabal Sheard right here used to play in New England, went to the University of Pittsburgh here. I know he's fairly old too. He's 30, around the same age as Justin Houston. So both these, edge rusher spots are probably gonna have to try and upgrade at some point. Anyways, cornerback 2, we got, is that Kenny Moore? Yeah, Kenny Moore. Still fairly young. You also have Rocket Sin, who they took in the first round out of Temple this past year. And honestly,
this player's development trait is hidden.
I want him to get some good playing time. I could maybe switch up the defensive scheme a little bit, but definitely want to get Rocket Sin a little time there too. Hopefully he can develop. We got Clayton GEATHERS here at strong safety. 78 overall, only normal development. He is fine there for now, but in the coming years we could upgrade there. Darius Leonard, who's an absolute beast, one of the best outside linebackers here, and honestly, superstar development, had one of the best rookie seasons a couple years ago, and I believe he won defensive rookie of the year if I'm not mistaken. We got Bobby Okereke here at middle linebacker, who is still a fairly young player. He actually, if you ever seen the video of Pat McAfee announcing the Colts, I believe, 3rd round pick, it was Bobby Okereke. When it was like he totally trolled the Titans fans, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, especially because it was in Nashville. And lastly, at right outside linebacker, you got Anthony Walker Jr. out of Northwestern. and still a fairly young player. I might want to upgrade that because he's a 69 overall. But yeah, so the defense does need a little bit of work, you know, just we need to get younger in some spots. Except corner, I would say corner, you know, it's pretty good. I could even, in the coming years, maybe put Rockison or Kenny Moore in place of PITTMAN, but I think we're fine there for now. So, I mean, I might make a move in free agency, but I might also wait until next season. So I'll see what's available in free agency, and yeah, I will catch you guys there. So I am going to simulate now to the end of the regular season. I've decided not to make any moves in free agency. I'm not really interested in signing any of the available free agents. So yeah, we're going to simulate to the end of the season. Hopefully we make the playoffs. But yeah, I will catch you guys there. So we have come to the end of the regular season, and looks like the Indianapolis Colts squeezed into the playoffs as a wildcard team. And the first round of the playoffs, we were taking on the Cleveland Browns on the road. And let's see, looks like we finished second in the division behind the Houston Texans, so we slipped in as a wildcard team. And you know, I got to upgrade everybody before this playoff game. And I'm very interested to see, it looks like Rockison's superstar development with those 5 skill point upgrades here. So, you know, he's making moves, and I do want to see, obviously, the statistics, you know, how Phillip Rivers did. Phillip Rivers, look, he had a ginormous year. 4,657 yards, 39 touchdowns to 5 picks. Dude went absolutely insane. Let's see, rushing-wise, Marlon Mack did not get over 1,000. In fact, did not really even come close. 691 rushing yards, 8 TDs though, so that is very good. Nyheim Hines, 465 yards, 4 TDs. And let's not forget Phillip Rivers, 17 rushing attempts for 44 yards. Receiving wise, let's see, Eric Ebron had a monster year, 89 receptions, 1,034 yards, 10 TDs. T.Y. Hilton came back, 86 receptions, 988 yards for 7 TDs. Chester Rogers had a huge year, 76 receptions, 955 yards, and 19 TDs. And Devin Funchess also had a big year. I did not expect that, but 90 receptions, 774 yards, and 7 TDs. So we got a lot of beasts on this receiving core right here. Parris Campbell, 15 for 157 and 1 TD. Jack Doyle did not get a lot of snaps, 9 receptions, 124 yards for 2 TDs. So our offense was absolutely actually nuts this year. Defensively, let's see, Darius Leonard, another, you know, he had a ton of tackles, 122, 11 tackles for loss, 3 picks to go along with it, 1 sack, man went off. Kenny Moore, 104 tackles, 3 picks. PITTMAN, 1 pick, 85 tackles. So, oh yeah, Malik Hooker as well had 65 tackles plus a pick. So we played very good all around. Offensively, we were 10th ranked in the league in total yards. Defensively, we had one of the worst, actually, very interestingly. But, you know, we're going to definitely try to upgrade that. That's going to be our main focus, you know, coming up in the draft. So, yeah, let's see. Hopefully, we can win this playoff game against the Cleveland Browns. So we would lose to the Cleveland Browns 31-28. It was actually a pretty close game, but yeah, it just came up short. And honestly, I was just super hyped to make the playoffs in general because, you know, obviously in real life the Colts didn't make it. They were close, but they didn't make it. And, you know, Phillip Rivers, I was happy to see had a great year. And really, you know, I think this team can go farther, but we just need to build up that defense a little more, maybe get one more offensive weapon. Although I will say all of our, you know, offensive skill guys really, you know, had great years for us. It would just maybe kind of add if we got somebody else, but really I think our focus, you know, in the draft and also just free agency has to be, you know, building up that defense. So that's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna dive into free agency, re-sign a few guys, you know, before we even jump into free agency. So yeah, I'll catch you guys at the off season. So the Battle of Texas in the Super Bowl, as the Cowboys end up defeating the Texans in the Super Bowl for their 6th ring. And yeah, we got some players to resign right here. We're going to start off with Eric Ebron. Definitely want him back. Let's see, what does he want? Alright, maybe 4 years, $34.1 million. He did perform very well for us. Alright, so Eric Ebron is back. Jack Doyle, he's a solid backup. Maybe I'd give him like a 1-year deal. But I don't need anything long term. I can give him a little more money, maybe like $7 million a year. That's fine. Jack Doyle, maybe back. Alright, gonna test out free agency. I'll wait to tag him because I want to tag somebody else. Anthony Costanzo right here, 1 year, 10. That's fair. 1 year, $10 million. I might want to tag him over Doyle. Jabal Sheard right here. What does he want? 2 years, $18 million. That is fine. $18 million. Alright, so a lot of guys do not want to come back. Devin FUNCHESS actually had a huge year. I want to bring him back. He's like more of a priority, I feel like. 3 years, 30 million. That's a lot for FUNCHESS, but he did have a big year. So, yeah, FUNCHESS is back. Vinatieri, I don't need him back. Although he is an all-time great kicker, I really don't need him back. CLAYTON GEATHERS, I'll bring back. He's like the best option we have at strong safety right now. So, we'll bring him back. Maybe 11.5 over 2. Alright, CLAYTON GEATHERS is back. Spencer Ware, I don't need back. Chester Rogers had a good year for us, so we'll bring him back. Still a fairly young player. I'm willing to give him 3 years. 3 years, 16.7. Maybe 17 might have been better. Alright, but no, Chester Rogers accepts anyways. Let's see, Matthias Farley right here. Yeah, why not? Why not bring him back? Why not? He's 28. Yeah, I'll let him play those age 30 season. Maybe give him 9.7 million over 2 years. Alright, he's back. Jacoby Brissett, I don't really need anybody back except I do want to bring back MALIK and Jacoby Brissett because Jacoby Brissett is a solid backup. Solid backup. 2 years. Give him more money. 2 years, 3 million plus signing bonus. Not interested in signing? Alright, well, I really don't need your back anyways. I can just get like a decent backup in like free agency. MALIK is the last guy I want to bring back. 2 years, 4 million. I mean, he doesn't really play that much. Alright, MALIK is back. And franchise tag. Alright, so I do want a free franchise tag. I'm going to prioritize Costanzo over Doyle because I feel like O-line's more important. Plus, we already have a solid tight end option in EBRON. So that's all I'm going to do for, you know, re-signing guys. Maybe I can get one of these guys back in free agency if nobody's bidding on them. So, yeah. Gonna sim to next week, maybe make some moves depending on our cap space. If our cap situation is bad, then, you know, I'm gonna release some players because there's a lot of room to release players. And yeah, I will catch you guys next week. So we have a decent amount of cap space, and I do want to offer Yannick Ngakoue a contract, you know, upgrade our right end spot. And he's already got a decent amount of bids right here, so I'm gonna give him 6 million plus a bigger signing bonus. And I don't know where we're gonna end up here. Alright, we're in first by a long shot. So, definitely upgrade over... I mean, Justin Houston is getting old. Yannick Ngakoue is still fairly young. Middle linebacker, I believe we have Bobby Okereke already. But, you know what? We'll give Miles Jack an offer because he's just a beast. And we're trying to win now while we, you know, our Super Bowl window is still open with Phillip Rivers. And looks like we can give Miles Jack a teeny bit more. Let's see. We'll give him 7 million, you know. 5 years, about 10 million, a little over 10 million. We'll give him that. Just the start of our rebuild and free agency. So, yeah, we're going to sim to next week. We have a decent amount of cap space.
All combined stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting.
I swear, every time I offer Yannick Ngakoue a contract, he declines. I don't get it. Like, I really do not genuinely get it. But Miles Jack, at least we get him. I wanted one of those guys. And, yeah, Miles Jack, now our starter, is still a very young player. And, yeah, right end, left end. Obviously, we let Jabal Sheard go. I'm not going to bring him back. So, you know, definitely we got to, you know, upgrade at middle linebacker. And, yeah, so really it's going to come to, like, maybe strong safety. I'm fine with my corners for now. But strong safety and D-line is going to be a big thing for me. So, yeah, I will catch you guys next week. Maybe we'll sign somebody else. Another player I'm willing to offer, you know, a cheap deal is to Clinton-Dix, but I'm not going to overpay him. So, I'll give him maybe like a 2-year deal. No, I'll give him a 3 till his age 30 season. 3 years, 20 million. And I want to see where we end up on here. Alright, so we can give him a little more money, I guess, because there's already like a bunch of other teams bidding for him. I would not go over like 30 million maybe. Like, so 10 million per year. I would not go over that. So, let's see. Alright, so we're in first now in the Clinton-Dix, you know, sweepstakes. And I think if I can get Clinton-Dix, which, you know, obviously I'm hoping.
You have a player healed from injury and ready to play.
Of course, he rejected, which I'm not surprised. So, let's see, 5th-year options right here. Alright, Malik Hooker's contract is up. Yeah, I'll bring him back. Still a young player. Yes, I will give him his 5th-year option without question. And I don't think there's really, maybe there's a bunch of good like offensive players still left, you know, available in free agency, but that's really about it. Nothing too great on defense, so a lot of, you know, this is gonna have to come from the draft, and maybe I'll get one more big play guy for Phil. But yeah, I will catch you guys, you know, maybe when I sign a free agent. Honestly, I'm willing. We still have like a decent amount of cap space, so obviously we have Marlon Mack, who's still a very good player, but I'm gonna take the kicker, aka Kareem Hunt. Gonna offer him something. Wait, where are the bids on Kareem Hunt? All right, so Houston's the only team that's bid for him. I'll give him a lot of money, like 5 years, 10 million, because he is a beast for what it is. All right, so we gotta really shell out our money. You know what? We do have the room. We do have the room. And we'll just take an even bigger load off of Phil. To be honest, you won't have to like, you know, just have to throw it like 40 times a game. Let's see, 5 years, 56 million. All right, we're closer. Money is not an issue. All right, 8 should be able to. That is a lot of money for Kareem Hunt, but I do want him, so we're gonna sim to next week, and yeah, we'll see whether or not we can land him. Honestly, Kareem Hunt would be huge. So he rejected as well, so already 3 people have rejected that. I guess they just don't like coming to Indy, but yeah, we're not gonna do anything else in free agency, so yeah, I'll see you guys at the draft. Alright, so looks like we are at pick 21 right here, so I'm not going to be doing any trading or anything. The only thing I would potentially trade out for would be for, like, Chase Young, but I don't think that would be really hard to trade out for, so we're going to make our pick. It looks like the Steelers took T. Higgins. Definitely need a receiver, the Steelers do. Grant Delpit, strong safety, he is still available. Definitely I'm considering that. Any of the D tackles available, like Derek Brown, if he's here, I might consider. Xavier Kelly's still there. Javon Kinlaw, this guy has him as like a 3rd round. Like I didn't use like, so usually I'll use like the draft class, like the real one made by Bangle, the YouTuber, but you know, his like, I could not download his, so Javon Kinlaw, I'm surprised is great as a 3rd round. Us left outside linebacker, I didn't really, any left ends, right ends. Alright, so free safety. Alright, so a lot of players I scout are gone. Grant Delpit, Xavier McKinney, it's really going to come down to those two. Let's see, Delpit, great hit power, great pursuit, great zone coverage. Xavier McKinney right here, it's definitely a toss-up. Tackle, A-, zone coverage, A-, B+, hit power. I like them both. I think we're going to go Delpit here, though. Delpit's going to be the Patriots. Right, hitting development 78 overall, not bad at all. This is so weird, but Xavier McKinney is still on the board. I mean, we could double dip, but we already took Delpit. It was really one of the others. So Henry Ruggs, interestingly, still available. Travis Etienne, you know, this is not this is not updated because Travis Etienne obviously went back to school. Jalen Reagor here, that's an interesting one. DeAndre Swift, we don't really need a running back though. Defensive tackle Xavier Kelly here. Henry Ruggs is an interesting one. I think we're gonna go Xavier Kelly because D tackle we need to upgrade. So Xavier Kelly here, 75 overall, which is good in the 2nd round. Hidden development right here. Picked him at 37, ranked 33 in the class, so that's good. So we're gonna simulate to our round 3 pick. Maybe one of those few guys still on the board. If we can get a receiver in the 3rd round, I would definitely take that. So yeah, I will catch you guys with our next pick. Dude, Xavier McKinney is really slipping right now. Let's see, scouted, where can we go? Alright, so we can pick a right guard right here. There's still some strong safeties. We could get a right guard in the 3rd round, though. Let's see. Navon Donaldson. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Early 2nd rounder. We do need an upgrade at right guard, so that's what my thinking is. So, yeah, 74 overall. That's not bad for a mid to late 2nd round pick. So, definitely, I've liked this draft so far. If there's any wide receivers that I recognize, then I might take one in with our 3rd round pick, but that'll probably be my last pick of the draft, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the 3rd round. Alright, so interestingly, Patrick Queen at left outside linebacker is still here. What else? Michael Pittman, interesting one. Let's see, I'm going to filter the wide receivers for a sec. Antonio Gandy Golden's pretty good. There's a lot of interesting ones. I'm going to go back to scouted. To all. Let's see, so finally someone took Xavier McKinney. obviously right guard. I mean, really, all these positions I've kind of, already taken a look at. So let's go back. I think receiver was the move here. Let me just make sure there's not a different running back, like a good running back still here. If it's like Travis Etienne, I'm not going to take him because obviously, realistically, he's not gone. A.J. Dillon is an interesting one. Cam Akers is a good one. Like, it's just like a good backup. A.J. Dillon, Cam Akers. Yeah, that's interesting. Wide receiver again. Michael Pittman, I'm very interested in. Let's see. Did not even scout him. All right, we're going to go Michael Pittman right here. 69, not bad.
Now on the clock.
Ranked at 168. We took him at 85. I don't know. Michael Pittman, I think, is a good receiver, so that's why I went there. So, yeah, that'll probably be it for me for this draft. And, yeah, we'll catch you guys in the preseason. Alright, so we are now in the preseason. It is year number 2 right here. And let's see. Did Phillip Rivers retire, actually? No way. Phillip Rivers actually retired. That's so interesting. Unless... Let me just make sure. I'm going to look to Legacy. But... Did he retire? That's so... I mean, we didn't release him. Let's see. I'm going to go to QB. That's so weird if he actually did. Yeah, I think Phillip Rivers is retired. I mean, we could just, to make sure, we could go to Legacy. But I did all that drafting realistically for nothing. Let's see. Where we go? Statistics. And yeah, I think you'll see Phillip Rivers' name as retired. I don't know if I can even filter to it. Let's see. Where's Phil? Yeah, Phil retired. That's so interesting. But I guess with that, that's probably going to end off the video. I thought Phil would, stay until he was 40, but looks like not. Looks like he wanted to retire, chill with his 20 kids or whatever, 9 kids. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. This was kind of a weird video, but yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next rebuild. Peace.